There are a lot of credit cards out on the market. Some good, some bad, some Beetlejuice, and some that I would consider to be essential credit cards that every single person should be carrying at all times. Now look, I know I've made this video a few times, but we have seen some new updated offers which changes which credit cards that I would consider actually to be the best right now. So in this video, I'm gonna give you my full personal breakdown of what I believe are the best credit cards that you need, starting with this list of 8. And look, if you have these 8, you're gonna be good. You'll be set. Now for the first credit card here on my list, this is the Capital One Saver One card. Now the reason this card is still number 1 on my list is because this card, it acts like it has a $200 annual fee, but it has $0 annual fee and you get so much. First of all, you get a free Uber One membership, which includes no delivery fees and lower prices on food, stacked with a 10% cashback incentive till November 14th, 2024. On top of that, you're also getting a $200 cash back bonus after you spend a merely $500 in 3 months, and this would be the equivalent of getting 40% cash back on that first $500 you spend on the card. You also get 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and at grocery stores, and then you also get 5% cash back on hotels and rental cars booked through the Capital One Travel Portal. Now the Capital One Travel Portal, it wasn't the best before, but they went ahead and added a lot more benefits such as the price match guarantee. So if you see a similar hotel with a lower price, on Google, on their website, whatever it is, and then you see it within the portal, you can go ahead and match it instantly right there. And they've been doing a great job at actually matching it so you can get the best offer possible. On top of that, the Capital One Travel Portal does something cool that I haven't seen a lot of other companies do yet. And this is where if the price drops within 10 days, you'll get up to $50 in travel credit for the difference. This ensures that you're able to get one of the best rates, because the worst feeling ever is when you book a hotel or a flight and then you see the price goes down even more. One more thing that I love about this card is the 0% intro APR. Now, as you guys know, I never recommend anyone to be within this space if you plan on carrying any type of credit card debt, because it cancels out the rewards that you can get. But I do also know that right now we're going through one of the worst financial recessions, and with this card, if you do need a little bit of leeway, or if you need a little bit of a cushion to get you by for 15 months, you can enjoy 0% interest on your purchases that are placed on that account if you're unable to meet that statement balance. Like I said earlier though, pair that up with this card having no annual fee, and you're looking here at one of the most underrated credit cards of 2023. Now, if you are interested in getting approved for this card, I highly recommend you have a score of at least 670 points. Now, I have seen some people with a 650 credit score getting approved, but you're gonna have much better odds anytime you have a better score. One thing to note about Capital One is just the fact though, if you have a lot of credit cards, they tend to deny people. That is one of their secret little rules. They don't like people who actually take advantage of the system. So just note that if you have too many revolving accounts, they could deny you. But for the most part, we've seen a lot of people get approved for this card. All right, second credit card here on my list. This should come to you at no surprise. This here is the American Express Gold Card. So it's no secret that within the year of 2022, it seems like food has gone up in price, and it is actually true because we're getting even CPI reports that yes, indeed, food is going up continuously, almost month over month. I mean, guys, like even back, during the bull market, this was some bull market activities, but I used to be able to shop at Whole Foods, get, all the organic produce. Your boy had to step it back. I'm here at Giant, Shoppers, Harris Teeter now. But my whole point here is, yeah, food is getting expensive, and I'd rather either cut costs or learn to maximize it using the points and cards that I have. And the American Express Gold Card is no exception, because you get 4x back at US supermarkets and at restaurants. Not only that, but you'll also be getting 3x membership reward points for flights booked directly with airlines on AmexTravel.com. Combine these reward points with your $100 in hotel credits, and you'll be saving a bit of extra cheese on your vacations. But on top of that, you get a $120 dining credit where you earn up to $10 in statement credits every single month where you pay with the American Express Gold Card at places like Grubhub, the Cheesecake Factory, Goldbelly, Wine.com, Milk Bar, and select Shake Shack locations. You also get a $120 Uber cash credit that comes in the form of $10 a month. Now, by taking advantage of just those 2 credits, you're effectively able to take down that $250 annual fee all the way to $10 a year. The big thing is just if you have this card, make sure you're fully utilizing those 2 $10 credits, which is a total of $20 a month, so you can make sure that you're continuously able to get positive value from holding the card. At the time of filming this video, the Amex Gold Card is also going to earn you 60,000 MR points after you spend $4,000 on purchases on your new card in your first 6 months of card ownership. Now look, I know that $4,000 may seem like a lot, but with current inflation rates and how much people are normally spending on a day-to-day basis, and also the fact that you can extend this to a full 6 months. I think most people are going to have an ample amount of time to be able to get that welcome bonus to score those free points. Now, 60,000 membership reward points is equivalent to $600 in cash on the more conservative side. But if you watch a video like my how to redeem Amex points for max value as an example, you could even get 2x, 3x, or 5x the point of that value, and that'd be multiplying $600, let's say by 3. That would be $1,800 total bucks that you'd be getting back in additional value. Now, I do want to make note that there is also some limited time offers floating around with the Amex Gold Card, so be sure to check out the link down below in the description to score on that. I know there's a 90,000 MR points offer, and it shows only to select people, and that 30,000 points, which would, on a conservative note of 1 point to 1 cent, would be an extra $300 back in your pocket too. Regardless, this still here is one of the best overall cards. I've had the American Express Gold Card. I use it as my most frequent card in my wallet whenever I'm eating out and I'm going to grocery stores. If you are interested though in getting approved for this card, I highly recommend you have a score of at least 675 points. There is a misconception that a lot of people need a 700 credit score to get an American Express card, but just know that I've seen a lot of people with an upper 600 score still getting approved. One last thing, if it's worth mentioning, the Amex Gold Card, it is a metal card and their customer service has always been top notch, which makes it a very strong contender of some of the best credit cards to own. Now, for the third credit card here on my list, we have the Chase Sapphire Preferred. First of all, right off the bat, the Chase Sapphire Preferred has a new limited time promo offer for 80,000 ultimate reward points after you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. Now, compared to the American Express Gold Card where you had 6 months, 3 months is a bit, shorter of a time frame, but just note you're getting 80,000 ultimate reward points, and where I've seen, even through my own experience, Chase points just being a lot easier to use than to go through the hoops and loops of American Express. This means I actually value Chase points a little bit higher than American Express because it does require a little less work, and if you only do domestic travel, maybe you're trying to go from East Coast to West Coast, or you're just trying to go anywhere within the States, it's oftentimes that you'll find the Chase Ultimate Reward points being a lot easier to use and getting even better redemption. Now, there's also been reports of a 90,000 point bonus offer for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, but if you do want to qualify for this, you need to actually walk into a physical Chase branch, and even then, it's not guaranteed that they may fully have it. I might as well let you guys know if some of y'all are very, very hungry for those extra 10,000 points, but if not, the 80,000 bonus point is a public offer available to you right now online. Now, when it comes to the benefits of this card, very straightforward. You'll earn 5x total points on travel purchased through the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal, excluding hotel purchases that qualify for the $50 annual Ultimate Rewards hotel credit. This is something that they didn't do before, but they added in most recent months, where you can earn up to $50 in statement credits each account anniversary year for hotel stays used through the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. If you're not getting that 5x, you'll then get 2x on other travel purchases, and you'll get 3x points on dining, including eligible delivery services, takeout, and dining out. You'll also get 3x points on online grocery purchases, but this will exclude Target, Walmart, and wholesale clubs, and then you'll also get 3x points on select streaming services. Now, I've had the Chase Sapphire Preferred for many, many years. I've been a holder for about 4 to 5 years before canceling, I think 1 to 2 years ago. When I first applied for this card, I did not get nearly as many benefits as you would be seeing now. So this card is really buffed up in its plan, but not only that, but if you do qualify to get this card, you're going to be eligible for their referral program, where you can also earn up to 75,000 bonus points per year. So every person you refer, that's 15,000 bonus points. That's about $150 per person. And just like I'm doing with these videos, you guys can sign up other people to get this card. And I feel like the Chase Sapphire Preferred is really just an easy sell, only because it has a $95 annual fee, but it still covers the benefits of a lot of what people are looking for in a travel credit card. And it may not be the best, but it's not the worst to any degree at all. And you're still getting such a high welcome bonus, where even after that first year, if you decide to cancel for whatever reason, you're going to be getting positive value. Now, to be approved for the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, I highly recommend you have a score of at least 680. This is one of those credit cards where if you have a terrible score, and in this market where it seems like banks are tightening up credit just a bit more, you might not get approved. But if you do have a decent credit score, if you haven't gone over things like the Chase 524 rule, which we've talked about plenty of times on this channel, if you don't know about it, be sure to watch my ultimate credit card hacking guide as well. You still have some pretty strong chances of getting approved for this card. Now, the fourth credit card here on my list is going to be the Capital One Venture X credit card. Now, this here is what I would consider to be one of the most underrated and best elite travel credit cards. cards. This is because on paper, they have an annual fee of just $395, but you're comparing this to other credit cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve or even the American Express Platinum card, which has much higher annual fees. So with this credit card, let's do some math. Right off the bat, you'll be getting a $300 travel credit for bookings made through the Capital One travel portal. If you happen to be traveling anyways and you're using the portal, and like I talked about, you have that price match guarantee, you're immediately going to be canceling out the value right there, and we could subtract $300 from that $395 annual fee. With this card, you'll also get 10,000 miles every card anniversary, or just you'd be getting $100 back, to put it simply. Now, this card also has a pretty competitive welcome bonus where you can earn 75,000 bonus miles once you spend $4,000 in purchases within the first 3 months from account opening. Now, points and miles are used interchangeably, so just know on a 1 point to 1 cent redemption, that's still $750 cash back that you're getting, in addition to even like $100 credit that you're getting on the global entry or TSA pre-check benefit that they offer you. Just adding up the math, cha-ching, cha-ching, that right there is about $1,250 cash back, which I believe makes it a no-brainer card to get, especially if you're doing traveling. With that said, we haven't even mentioned just some of the return rates that you're getting, because you're going to be seeing 10x miles back on your card through hotels and rental cars booked through the Capital One travel portal. You get 5x miles back on flights booked through that portal as well, and then you'll get 2x miles back on all other purchases every single day. Now, I believe this card is best for any mid-game card holders that can't yet commit to the high annual fee of the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Amex Platinum, but this card is also very viable for anyone who travels and they might be in their end game scenario. End game is for someone who's done everything. You know, you got all the Chases, you got all the Amexes, you've got most of the welcome bonus that you can think of. You know, you got a credit card binder like myself with 30 different credit cards. Even if you travel, say domestically once or twice a year, I believe you can easily get your ROI back. Now, to get approved for this card, you want to have a score of at least 700. I've seen other scores getting approved, but 700 I'd say is a good note for this. And keep in mind, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video, Capital One is also inquiry sensitive. So if you apply for any new cards within the past few months, they might deny you. So if you do have 15 plus credit cards, 30 plus credit cards, however many credit cards, just know, guys, they may deny you, but you also have some other options, which we'll go over next. Starting with card number 5, the MasterCard Built card, which is another no annual fee credit card that was released earlier this year. So simply put, this card is just excellent for anyone who pays any type of rent. If you have a landlord, if you're paying an apartment building straight up, you're able to use this credit card, negate any type of additional credit card fees, and collect a tremendous amount of points. I wish I had this card back when I was renting in my apartment, because after doing the math, I would have gotten up to 50 to 60,000 points every single year. And by seeing how good the travel partner redemptions are, that pretty much is like a free domestic business class flight for me that I could take every single year. And if I did that for the last 4 years, I would have made a lot of money from the points, but I also would have saved a lot of money because I've had to pay an enormous fee to some of these apartment buildings which I later realized, okay, maybe the math wasn't working out on. Either way, past is in the past, because with this card moving forward, you get 3x on dining, 2x on travel, 1x back on everything else. And what I really like about this, they do a little superhero perk, because on the first of every month, those spending categories, they get doubled. So you actually get 6x back on dining, 4x back on travel, and then 2x back on everything else. Now, Built also makes it super easy to transfer your points out to get a higher redemption, and there are multiple transfer partners, including American Airlines and Hyatt. As an example, I have the World of Hyatt card, so I get a free Hyatt hotel stay every single year for the cost of $95, but I also had the welcome bonus offer, and I also get a little bit of status from Hyatt. So just the fact that I can use another card to pair it up with a hotel that I normally stay at adds even more value. But for the fact that they do all of this for no annual fee, it just makes it a no-brainer. Now, as most of you guys know, I moved out of my apartment. I currently pay a mortgage. There are rumors that Built was allowing people in the future maybe to pay their mortgage using your credit card. If that happens, that's going to definitely be a keeper. But just the fact it has no annual fee, even if you never use this card once, you just sign up for it and maybe you pay your rent, that's like automatic passive income on the back end. Be sure to check out the Built MasterCard. And by the way, be sure to check out any one of the credit cards that I've mentioned within this video, linked down below in the description if you want to learn more. Moving on to the 6th best credit card here on this list, I got the Chase Freedom Flex card. Look, guys, I love no annual fee credit cards because, you know, when you do get to a point when you have a lot of them, you want to make sure that you're always getting positive value. And with no annual fee cards, you are always going to get positive value because it's not going to cost you a single penny to hold it. With the Chase Freedom Flex card, you're also earning 5% rotating cash cash back, and they also have a great welcome bonus for any beginners. With this card, you can get $200 after you spend $500 within the first 3 months of opening your account. They also have a 0% 15-month intro APR bonus offer. So this means if you got a little bit of credit card debt or something, you're gonna have a leeway for 15 months if you're able to transfer that balance over to this card. And on top of that, Chase just allows you to open yourself up to an ecosystem of different products. So as an example, I got the Chase Freedom card first. Then after that, I got the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. And if I ever wanted to downgrade or upgrade, they have many different products where you can do that. Pair that up with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you get access to the Chase Ultimate Rewards Portal, which allows you to take the 5% rotating cash back even further, where it could be 7 or even 8% cash back technically that you would get on your cards. Now that works if you're able to pool your points together, okay? So make sure you guys know that little extra step. You're not automatically getting 7, 8 to 10% back on your card, but it only happens on the post exchange, which is when you earn those points and then you redeem them and you find that you're getting a better redemption than you would on a normal website. Now, to get approved for this card, I highly recommend you have a score of at least 650 points just because it is a beginner credit card. But with credit tightening up, you want to make sure you have at least a 670 score. The next best credit card here on my list, I had to spice it up with this list, guys, because it's a lot of personal cards, and one that I really like is the Chase Inc. Cash Card. With this credit card here, you'll earn 5% cash back on the first $25,000 spent in combined purchases at office supply stores and on internet, cable, and phone services each account anniversary year. If you're wondering what some of that may be, just think about like your Xfinity bill, your Fios bill, Verizon Wireless, AT&T. That is an example. You also have office stores like Staples, Office Max, Office Depot, which could code for that 5X membership. And we also had some data points talking about how people's subscription services for their TV, like Netflix, Hulu, Sirius, Sling TV, counted at some times as well. If you're trying to maximize and pinch every percentage back, it's good to note those things. But for the most part, on the default, you'd be getting 2% cash back on the first $25,000 spent in combined purchases at gas stations and restaurants each account anniversary year. Now, guys, the biggest benefit that you're going to see with this card is the welcome bonus offer, where you're going to be earning $750 bonus cash back after you spend $6,000 in purchases in the first 3 months. By the way, with the Chase Inc. Cash Card, there's also no annual fee, just in case I didn't mention that. Now, keep in mind, if you're limited by the fact that this is a business credit card and you don't think you could qualify, you might actually be surprised, because I made a full guide going over how you can get approved for any business credit card, and this is going to open you up to have a lot more points within your account. You also have to realize with business credit cards, even though you're going to get a lot higher of a welcome bonus offer, like $750 cash back, they oftentimes require you to spend much more money. If you do have a business that has high expenses every month, then this is going to be very easy for you to hit anyways. But if you have low expenses and you're in a business where you're not spending that much money, then you definitely may want to reconsider this offer. Either way, I wanted to include a business credit card into my top list because it seems like not many people are aware that business credit cards have a ton of additional benefits compared to the counterpart of personal credit cards. Now, if you do want to get approved for business credit cards, I always say a safe bet score is having at least a 700 credit score. Last but not least, on our list for the final best credit cards, I believe the American Express Blue Cash Everyday is one of the most underrated top dogs that you need to look into. Now, this card is going to give you a $200 statement credit after spending $2,000 in 6 months. With this card, you'll also get 3% cash back at US supermarkets on up to $6,000 per year. You'll get 3% cash back on US online retail purchases on up to $6,000 per year. You get 3x back on US gas stations, and then 1% cash back on everything else. Now, immediately off the bat, one of the downsides is the fact that you're getting cash back, so you can't merge your points with this card. But I want to say that the Amex Blue Cash Everyday card seems to be accepting a lot of applicants. So if you're having trouble with your credit, you need one that serves a purpose. Maybe you're looking for a 15-month promotional offer. I believe this is a great staple beginner credit card that costs you $0 to hold within your wallet. All of these cards have all been included within this video for a purpose. For food and groceries, I would be using the Amex Gold card and the Capital One Saver card. If I'm ordering from Uber Eats, I'm definitely going to be using that Capital One Saver One card because that 10% cashback benefit is still so unreal. If I'm paying any type of rent for my apartment, I'm going to use the Built MasterCard, and then on the first of every month, I'm going to take advantage of that 6x on dining or even the 4x on travel that I could get back. If I'm not booking travel for the first of every month, then I would look into using the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Capital One Venture X card. For both of those cards, in that first year, you're going to be getting massive value because of those welcome bonus offers. If after the second or third year, it doesn't make sense to hold the card, you can always downgrade or cancel it as well. When I'm doing shopping, the Chase Freedom Flex is going to be one of those cards, or I'm gonna be using the blue cash everyday card. These two cards I would also consider to be like my floater cards, which means if I don't know what card to use at a certain place, I'm at least just gonna use these in order to get the welcome bonus for it if I just applied for it, or I would just use it in the case that one of the categories that may be rotating fits within that month. Last but not least, I have my big point banger card, and that's gonna be the chasing cash card. And this here is gonna open you up to get a huge welcome bonus to start stacking up those additional points if you wanna travel the world for free or get some of those business or first class tickets as well. So ladies and gents, that here is my updated video on the 8 best credit cards so far. Let me know what you guys think of my list, if you guys would change any cards out, if you guys have your own setup of cards, and if you guys are interested in at all checking out or learning more, be sure to watch some of the other videos that I have on my channel, and be sure to check out our Facebook group, guys. We have like 33,000, 34,000 members in there. It's a lot of people. We'd love for you to join. Check out the link down below in the description, throw in your email, and I'll send you a link to join our squad as well. I appreciate y'all, love y'all. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram if you haven't done so already, if y'all want to stay connected even more, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.